One thing I've learned about practicing with the bow staff is it's not about tensing up and how fast you can move, but the opposite, relaxing and allowing the movement to be as smooth and relaxed as possible. And I feel that's the same with hand-to-hand strikes. I feel that we shouldn't tense up when we throw a punch or a kick, but just fluently move through the motion as quickly as possible with a snap at the end and then a snap back. And that's just an idea that I've been kind of playing with my practice. I don't really know how true it is when it comes to martial arts. It's just something that I practice. I would love to know other people's perspective on hand-to-hand strikes and weapon strikes. So far I've just been practicing with the bow staff, but I relate it to the sword, fencing. I also relate it to nunchucks, because sometimes it feels like it. The great sword, which if you hold the bow staff at the very end, it feels like a great sword. And the spear, it will transform into a spear if you practice with it. Kind of like a pool stick, if you were shooting pool, how fast you can, or I should say how smoothly you can extend it out and back. But it was just a random thought I was having, and how impressive it is that men in 100-pound suits of armor would fight for hours because their life depended on it. And how easy it is to fight with a sword or your hands when you're not wearing 100 pounds of steel weighing you down, exhausting you. So something I think about is if I had a suit of armor, I probably would practice martial arts in it. It reminds me of Dragon Ball Z and how they used to wear weighted clothing while they were training, or they would increase the gravitational pull by 100. I don't know, just some random thoughts I figured I'd share. If this type of stuff is interesting to you, go to my Facebook group. It's called All Range Combat. There I'm going to start posting meetings, that way we can talk live, one-on-one, or in a group through Zoom. But it's not just, I just don't want to just talk about hand-to-hand combat. It's a place to talk about anything, all things. Martial arts is just something I have an interest in because I always have since I was a child. And I didn't really get the opportunity, or the time I should say, to invest in it like I wanted to when I was younger. Most likely because I was afraid. And now that I'm older, I don't really give a shit. So I just practice whenever I feel like it. Sometimes I have to pause for the birds. Start talking about something. Also, if you're interested in martial arts, anime, horror, sci-fi, go to my Silent Screams page and pre-order my book for me. There's a free digital download available there too, in case you wanted to check it out before you bought it. I did a review on a game that I always enjoy playing, which is called Mountain Blade Bannerlord. I shared a video on it on my YouTube, so go over there and subscribe. It's under All Range Combat videos. The review basically is just me talking about the game and how much fun it is. I'm going to do another review tomorrow about another game that I enjoy playing. I'm going to try to do one every day, see if I can. But these games, I know people look down on video games, and it's silly really to look down on something that is a training tool. It's the highest form of training tool that we have available as humans, besides real life interaction, hand to hand. So I kind of look at it as a playground to experiment with strategy and tactics and ideas. So the other game I'm going to discuss, which is another game I've played for a very long time, called DayZ. It's an Arma 2 modification, which, if you're unfamiliar, Arma 2 is a army simulation game that they modified it to be a zombie survival game called DayZ, and it's an excellent survival simulator. Has a lot of details in it and a lot of realism. Of course, it is just a simulator, so you have to expect unrealism or a lack of realism. But they do a pretty good job of simulating what it would be like. Plus, it allows for opportunity, a social experiment with trust and coming across a stranger in the wilderness with a gun. So it's fun to play and experiment with until the people that get on there that like to use hacks and codes and stuff to give them advantages. But when they're not around, it's a great game. So yeah, I'll be reviewing that tomorrow. Try to express the benefits of playing something like that. I guess to further elaborate on the Mount & Blade review. Mount & Blade is more of an economic game than it is a medieval game. I mean, it is definitely medieval with knights and everything. And then all the different cultures that are in the game. So there's so many different cultures, which is great. It's such a unique way to play a game like that, to combine all of the different cultures in a fictional land. And then put them in a medieval setting and try to make it balanced. So it's like, fun to play. To get back to my point, it's more of an economic game because you start with nothing. Absolutely nothing, besides a couple bucks. And you have to raise a group of men that are basically just villagers into an army, and then either become a servant to a lord or capture a town and start your own kingdom. So it's a fun game. I enjoy it. But as far as the economics go, you have to learn how to balance the payroll of your soldiers, the income that is coming in from trade, and any type of goods and stuff that you can sell in order to make money, and do service for others to earn money, to pay for everything, until you get to the point where you have enough revenue from trade and other things to support your campaign. It's an excellent game. You can basically play it for years because it's such a long game. But DayZ tomorrow, so I'll be talking about DayZ. If you're unfamiliar, just look it up. It's great. I played on PC, but I know it's on Xbox. I guess that's it. I have to get back to work. Until next time.